All right, let's talk about this Scout. This is a Scout 3-wheel scooter by Drive Mobility. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how to take this thing apart. So this is going to come in 4 pieces, which is going to be the main frame, which is this, the battery, the back end, and then of course the seat. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take off the seat. You are going to have a lever on the left side if you're sitting down, and that lever you're going to hold up. Let me see. And you could actually swivel as well. Okay, so this does have a swivel seat, but let me show you guys the lever. This is the lever right here. So in order to remove the seat, all you have to do is fold. What I usually do is I'll fold the seat down, put the armrest in the up position. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then you flop the seat up. Okay, you have to kind of put a little pressure and it should go up just like that. Okay, so that's the seat. The seat came off pretty easy. Now the second part is going to be your battery pack, which is this right here. Now this little thing right here is a little battery stopper. If you loosen that up, that knob, you pop that down and you tighten it up, what it's going to do is it's going to help, or it's going to keep the battery from popping out. So like if you go through a speed bump or you go through a threshold or something that makes contact with the bottom and it kind of, you know, pops up or something, that's going to help support the battery from popping up. Because if it does pop out, then what's going to happen, most likely it's going to turn off and it's going to turn back on maybe, or it's going to give you an error beeping. So that right there, that's what it's for. You're going to loosen that up, move it to the side. Battery pack, you just lift up. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, it just pops out. There we go. So that's the second piece. Here's your battery. Okay, I'm going to set that down for a sec. Now to take the third piece off, that was the second piece, you do have your back, okay, your back end, and this is where the transaxle is. Underneath you have your wheels, your anti-tippers right back here, and you also have your brake release, which is this one right here. You pop that up, you're able to put it in neutral so you could push it in case the power chair stops working. And it does have a little sign where it says neutral and drive. So neutral up, drive down. Okay, so third piece, you're gonna lift this handle and just remove. Okay, and there it is. So that's 1, 2, you got 3, and then 4, your battery pack. So that's how you take it apart in case you do want to put it in the back of your vehicle. Now you also have this knob right here. This is your tiller. If you loosen that up, you could bring that down and then just lock it in place. Basket, you can remove it as well. We're going to set that right here. And then you also have this directional knob. Now if you notice, the scooter moves back and forth, right, the tiller. If you put it in the center and you push out and to the right, what it does is going to lock it in place. You can actually see where it says lock. Okay, so to the right it locks it in place, so this doesn't move around and you're able to lift up and put it in your vehicle. Okay, all right, to put everything back together, you can leave that on there, the lock position, but what you're going to do is you're going to loosen up that knob, bring this to the up position. Now one of the things that I would say, I'm just going to leave it like that. I mean, whenever you get to the customer's house or whenever you're ready to drive, you adjust it to where you want to be. But there is little teeth marks right there. Those little teeth marks, if they're not in between each other, it's not going to get tight. So I'll give you an example. So say for instance, it might not even do it, but okay, here we go. So if you notice, if you try to tighten it in this position, you see how the teeth marks, they're not all the way in, they have a little gap in between. You don't want that. So you want to make sure that those teeth marks kind of wiggle around, they are in place. Okay, so it doesn't move around. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to back end the red markings. There's one and then there's another one right there. All you have to do is line it up. Okay, so let's do that real quick. Let's bring it back, let's line it up. Once you line it up, it's gonna pop into place, and you heard the clicking. So that right there, you popped it into place. Basket is just gonna come in here, right on top, and it just pops in, just like that. Okay, from there, we're gonna get your battery pack. Let's get that. battery pack is just going to fit in there. Make sure it does lock in, and then you're going to put your stopper right in there. Now to charge it, you only have on these Scouts, for some reason, there is an upgrade where you can add a charging port up by the tiller. Okay, this one doesn't have it, so you're gonna have to charge it directly through the battery pack, which is gonna be right here. There's a little dust cover. You just have to pull that out, and it's right there. And then that right there is your breaker switch. So basically what that does, if for some reason there's power outage and you have the battery plugged in, the battery charger, and the power does go out, it's going to prevent from messing up the harness that are attached to the batteries. So once you do that, you're going to go ahead and get your seat. Now, under the seat, you're going to notice this is your seat post right there. And then this is your lever, okay? You are going to have to flip the lever up once this goes into the seat post, because what it does, this little prong right here, it locks into this right here, into these little grooves, okay? So that's what locks in and holds it in place, and then whenever you flip this up, you're able to swing out. So let's go ahead and pop this in. So you come, bring it straight down, bring the lever up, and it pops into place and it locks in there, okay? And of course you do have your knobs back here to make adjustments. You can make a width adjustment, and then you also can do your hitch. If you loosen that up and you take this little cover off, you could add a basket, an umbrella, what else, oxygen tank holder, but that's what that's for. But anyways, that's your Scout. That's a 3-wheel, of course, and you know, hopefully that helps you guys in the long run when you want to take it off, or I'm sorry, take it apart and load it up in your vehicle. And that's pretty much it. Pretty basic, not too bad.